Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and her
definitely,
no telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're
You
seeing a
know
little
he's
higher gusts.
got more than a million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know he's got the
Trying to
news
keep
to
the
keep
camera from
you
getting
safe.
wet.
Mike's
Key
weather
Largo.
page
We're in the
is
eye of
only a
Ada.
click or two away. Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Yeah. Everybody say yeah. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Still getting things opened up here. Bear with me. Got a little late to start clicking here. Started doing a little rearranging on my OBS screen there, but we're good. How's it going? How's you? That's a new way to say things. How's you? All right, we're good. Everything looks happy. I feel like Bob Ross. Happy little screens here in front of me now. Everybody's happy. I can see all my chats. YouTube, Facebook, and MWP chat. Hello, X. I don't ever get to see y'all over there, but I know you're there lurking. Talking weather here. Okay, good. We're here back again. What's up? Tammy, a lot of lightning. What's up, Eric? Katie? Cindy, good. All right, MWP chat. All right, well, hey, welcome. Oh, no dog. Man, I am so out of sorts today. Hang on a second. Let's do Hunter. Hunter's closest. Come here, buddy. God, I just feel lost today. I don't even know why. I had a good night's sleep, too, but anyway. Oh, now I got the counter done. All right, that was 3 things. I forgot to counter twice, and I forgot the dog. 3 strikes, and I'm out. Maybe it's the hat. I'm not used to wearing a hat. Anyway, let's try the reset button. Good morning. I'm Mike, and we're going to talk weather. This is the Daily Brew, coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. It is a Wednesday, hump day, or whatever that means. Got some weather to talk about. We definitely got some stuff brewing. We got this weird upper level Gulf low that's going to be bringing in a lot of weather the next several days. So yeah, I've got weather to talk about. Sometimes we don't have anything to talk about. So I'll be probably yakking. I'm going to be a little soapbox today too in a little bit about some things. But we're going to say hi. Richard, what's up, buddy? What's up, James, Karen, Teresa, Gary? Kayo, is that how you say it? Jack? Jack? We got 2 Jacks. What's up there, Lauren? Bradenton, that's my birth place. Philip over Walt Disney World. I haven't been to Disney in so long. Are the lines still long? I hate lines. I'm glad I survived the years with the kids. Because I'm not sure I could do it again. We stood in line for the princesses and the Mickey and the Minnie and all that stuff. I do want to go back to Epcot and go around the world. That'd be kind of fun. What's up, Steve? How's it going, good buddy? From Gulfport, Mississippi. I got a sign I could send you of the Gulfport sign that was blown over during Hurricane Zeta back in 20. I was up there around Biloxi, storm chasing at the Golden Nugget. Yeah, Desiree, he does snore. He makes a lot of noise. Anyway, what's up, Dunedin? David, I just posted that picture. Did you get to go to the Hurricane Expo last week? Well, I was just there last Saturday. Say what? Say what? Is that how you say it? Jay King, good morning. It's New Smyrna Beach. How's it going? Got a lot of people from all around town. We got Northwest Pennsylvania. Robin, what's up? Hey, you don't like that. What are you doing? Oh, any more hellos? Hunter, what are you doing, buddy? You're getting all worked up. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Let's try this. Let's try this. Here. Let's try that. There, let's try that. Is that better? Anyway, this is the Daily Brew. Listen, we got a really wacky schedule coming up. Our next live isn't going to be until the following Friday. Can you believe that? Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm going to do. But that's the way it is. This is the time of year. Got a lot of stuff coming up. So tomorrow I'm heading over to the big RV show in Orlando. I'm going to post that. It's some huge convention over in Shingle Creek Rosen Hotel. I'm excited about that. Margaritaville invited me over along with some others. So I'm going to post that. Excited about that. Saturday we're doing a Palm Harbor Hurricane Expo here in town. Come by. It's free. We'll have a booth set up. See the family. And I'll be doing a little talking there. Monday I'm flying up to Kansas City for OSR. They're doing a huge retreat in Kansas City. My friends there, the damage assessors, Tammy Kent and crew, be speaking there in Kansas City for the day. And then on Tuesday I'm flying home to the Governor's Hurricane Conference with my good friends from Furman. Furman's setting us up. Me and Joe are heading down there to the GHC for Wednesday, Thursday. So if you're down there for the huge hurricane conference, come by and see us. We'll have a nice booth set up. Also, my good friends from U.S. Flood Control will be there. I think Lodging Solutions will be there. A lot of the supporters of our page will be there. Then we're back home Friday for our next Daily Brew, a week from Friday. And I'll still be posting weather every single day. I promise you won't notice that I'm gone other than our lives. So that'll be it. Live next Friday. And then a little break the following week. I think we're pretty much normal. And then I got a wedding to fly up to Minnesota the following weekend. And then we are heading off to the Gulf Coast Jam. And then we are heading on the MWP cruise in June. And guess what? Then things slow down. I can't even keep up. Shelly's going to go live on the MWP chat site for our Daily Brew. Vicky, you're welcome. Got some rain coming, Forgotten Bay Oysters. A lot more to come. Shelly, you got a lot of rain coming. Adam, your Phillies, man, they just rocked us in the bottom there at the bottom end of the game there. Oh my God, they were hit. It was crazy how good the Phillies hit. So big shout out to ABC, of course, for another great year of support. We really appreciate them here in the state and all that they do for us, for sure. Let me show you. So a couple things before I forget. I want to close a bunch of windows out. So you probably laughed yesterday. Listen. You hear that? Shelly, do you hear that? Does anybody hear that? Does anybody hear that? My clicker. Listen, you can't hear that one. Years ago, I discovered after starting up a YouTube channel that the click was extremely loud. So we researched a non-click mouse, and I love it. But yesterday, I had enough because I thought my computer was on its way out because it was hardly working when I clicked. And then boom, you probably saw the post. All of a sudden, I hit the right click button and it worked. Left click didn't. Right click did. Left, right. I'm like, what? So I plugged in the old backup Amazon with a wire. And it works. It was the clicker all along. So for weeks, I've been rebooting, changing batteries, trying different drivers, all this crap. Turned out to be a bad clicker. So tomorrow the clicks are next. This is the last live. This is the last live of 2025 that you will hear the click. Funny story. Then I had somebody on Instagram say, "Hey, do you have a post? Do you have a page that's only weather?" But he didn't like the click post. Oh, yeah. Doing it for the clicks. Well, let's talk about the clicks. You want to? I was going to go on a soapbox today. Oh my God, that shirt had, look. Julie made me this shirt. I posted this shirt. I guess I'll do my soapbox now. That had more meanings than I totally not anything to do with the mouse is why we made the shirt. But now it's even funnier. Actually, I need to dig out my mouse. I threw it away. It's in the trash can. I threw away another mouse because I couldn't find the USB thing. Here it is. Look. I'm saving it. This shirt was made the day that the clicker died. I'm saving the clicker. I got to date the clicker. Let me find my Sharpie. Yesterday was 5/6. All right, so we're going to put a date on it. 05/06/25. There it is. Look at that. We'll document the clicker. The day I had a clicker shirt on. So, real quick, I'm going to save the clicker. I'm going to add it to my arsenal here of memories. A lot of rain coming, Brian. Yes, this is current radar. The clicks. All right. So we're entering the tropical season. Soapbox. Then we'll say more hellos. Tropical season. Last year, I started to tone down the post in my opinions more, and I started getting called out on it. I felt myself becoming more average with not going out on more wider reaching ideas, posts, models, just for a little bit, not long. So this year I went back to the old way, but this year I told myself, you know what? There are a ton. I'll got 2 seconds. Hold on. Let her know. Sorry. Sarah's not doing good in school. She's not feeling good, and Emily had to go pick her up, and I just read my text, and I guess Emily wasn't waking up. She says, you need to wake her up right now, and that was 9:31, so I got in trouble from Julie. Sarah's not feeling good. The teacher called and said she wasn't feeling good, so Emily's got to go pick her up. Let me text Julie back and let her know. Just bad timing. Okay. Ridiculous. Anyway, I left for Doritos. So this year I told myself, there are so many more people posting online now. There's so many channels, so many TikToks, so many YouTube, so many X, so many Facebooks that I am not unique as much anymore because I used to kind of be one of the only ones that did what I did. And now there's a lot of people doing what I did and do. So when there's models out there that are starting to show and signs of models starting to show things, I'm going to post it because that's what people used to come to the page for. And I found if I don't, even though, like, let's say I know something is not likely going to happen, people start sharing the heck out of it. People start wanting answers, opinions, thoughts. When they come to pages like mine, then, and I am not talking about that, they move on, because that's at the moment people want to talk about what they're seeing. And that's the way that I started. The GFS makes a run, 3 runs in a row of a storm coming up from the Caribbean. It's what interests tracking tropics, you know. That's long range, which a lot of big Mets hate, and that's fine. But what set us apart years ago was I didn't care because I love tracking tropics and I love possibilities. Since then, I've learned what these models are, and I believe things that I say. Before, I didn't have any clue. I was just posting models and just posting models, you know. Oh my God, look at the GFS. Well, now I actually understand more and understand the science behind the modeling, the highs, the lows, the phenomenons, the weather patterns. I do, and I'll challenge anybody to that. I don't think I can hang with the best of them. I'm self-taught, and I'll never claim to be a meteorologist, but you know, the first meteorologist wasn't taught by anybody. So anyway, I'm going to post it. I post a GFS run with clarity. And I guess the only frustration is some people don't read. They just see the image and they assume I'm hyping. That's okay. That this means I got to do a better job. But man, you work so hard to make a point of the reason of your post. But yet, I go to other pages. Oh yeah, Mike's already hyping, trying to get those clicks. Come on, man. If you really believe that, you know, I believe in free speech, but if you really believe that and you're going to go to other pages and start lying, then you're probably going to get banned, because that means you didn't really put much time and thought into what you're typing. Because and if you think talking about things long range is hype, then don't follow the page, please. Right? Man, follow a real meteorologist. Follow Natural Earth Service. Follow NOAA. Follow Natural Hurricane Center. That's what I say 1,000,000 times during the season. It just cracks me up that you don't read the context, you don't understand the point of the post, but you take the time to bash a non-meteorologist. Then why are you on a non-meteorologist page if you can't even understand what I'm talking about? If it scares you, if you think sharing a infrared model is hype, then man, that is weather. I mean, weather. It's weather. So the point of me not going to change going into this season is that I make these posts, people think it's bothering. It doesn't bother me. It's reestablishing my brand that I started out as, okay? I posted models probably, irresponsibly back in the day. I wouldn't put context. I didn't even know what I was looking at. I just saw one run and I'd share a hurricane Cat 5 hitting Tampa. The next run it was gone. But I was like everybody else. I got addicted to the clicks. That was 10 years ago. I could care less about the clicks anymore, honestly. I don't care. I got 4.5 million followers, okay? I would do this. I would pay money to do what I do. I don't do it for that. And if you think I do, you're wrong. We have some great supporters that, allow us to do what we do and invest all my time, and, Shelly and Phil and Julie and, things I pay for. And, all that stuff isn't free. It's not donations. It's donations from supporters, but I'm saying without supporters and sponsors, none of that's possible. And if you like the product, awesome. You know, I challenge anybody that posts as much as I do 365 days a year. You know, I have a couple ads here and there. Yeah, it's fine. But, you know, tell me you don't watch the news or, you know, any TV weather shows. They have ads. They have 1 million ads. I have 1 or 2. Yeah, something's got to pay the bills. So I have 2 Starlinks, $400 a month. I have 2 MiFis at $80 times 2 a month. I got 2 T-Mobile cards. I got that PepLink router, $5,000 with $300 a month service charge for SIM card usage. I mean, I got a lot of stuff on the plate. And I get these people that get mad when one post out of 50, I share a supporting sponsor. I didn't come here to. I'm like, well, that's fine. The content is free. It's on every single platform, 24/7. And I take a lot of time in the posts. I spend a lot of time in the weather posts in the morning, and you know, I'm proud of it. I can go to bed at night feeling like I put out a quality product. I'm a content creator. That's my profession, I assume now. You know, that's what they call people now that post content. And I feel like I do a lot of good weather content. But when it comes to Tropics, I'm going to be that guy that shows everything, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be, hey, this is what's being shared, because I'm telling you what, there are a ton of people that took that GFS run from a couple days ago and ran with it, and it was everywhere. People start getting a panic. They come to my page. If I'm crickets, trust me, they just go to another page, and they start believing. So I offer an opinion. Here's what I'm seeing. This is what's being spread. You know, hopefully you can, you know, decipher from there. And so never intend to hype, never intend to fear monger, whatever the heck that means. And if you think that, then no feelings are hurt if you unfollow, but I'm not going to change. And that's just my soapbox for the day. And I'm not really reading comments, but I appreciate it. I know. But man, please. So, and then we got a guy over there, Jordan. You're probably going to get banned too. The attitudes can just go. I can tell you right now. I mean, been doing this live stream since 16 and nothing's changed. And you know, the feisty demands and you know, Dennis has got his ban button. Me and Dennis talk every day. If you want official information, don't come to Mike's Weather page because it's not an official source of information, okay? Mike's Weather page is a social phenomenon, I'll call it, where we have an amazing group of followers, and when I meet 99.9% of y'all, nobody comments. Most of the diehards just watch. Trust me. The comments that you see are 1% of the people that watch. And I got proof from folks. You know, we'll go to Daytona and I'll meet 100 people. Not one of those people chat. Most 99% of folks just sit back and listen, and they're fans. You know, we have a weather community, and it's all about who you trust. And when the time comes that you need to trust information, hopefully, you know, I'm a good source for that. But man, if it's already starting now about clicks and like, dude, don't follow me then. That's the thing, man. If you wasted your energy to say that, hit the under. I mean, why does it even, you have to go somewhere else? I mean, if you think that, I guess I laugh sometimes. Like, it really bothers you that much? There's 5 bazillion weather pages out there. If you don't like it, change the channel. That's it. But I'm not going to change, and I haven't changed. I'm going to share things and post my dogs and post the good times on. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I just felt like ranting today. Sorry about that. Not in a bad way. I don't lose any sleep over it, but it doesn't make me laugh. What a mess we got brewing, though, right? I'll read the question. I know you are typing. I really appreciate it. But it means a lot. All right, let's talk about the weather, and then at the end I'll read comments. So if you want to say something, I'll read it. I promise at the end. But then we're going to talk tropics. Promise at the end. This is current setup, though. What a mess we got, man. We had the Omega block lows, right? We had a lot of storms in the northeast from the first low that got merged up to a jet stream. The secondary low here, it's a mid-level low. This is what we're looking at right now, man. Unbelievable night of lightning and storms across Texas, Louisiana especially. Unfortunately, a lot of flooding going on. It went on through the night. This is current radar, southern Texas, Louisiana there, all the way to the Florida Panhandle now. It's all becoming in the mix. Once this front line gets out of here, we're going to have that mid-level low is going to set up through the weekend over the upper Gulf there, and it's going to bring a lot of weather, a lot of unsettled weather, a lot of questionable weather, okay? So crazy pattern. Going to get a lot of rain. I got a lot of maps to show y'all. But even somebody posted, they're talking about a wake low after this one. This is a secondary little low pressure system that sets up after this first squall line. So, you know, this is going to be multiple rounds of weather coming the next several days, okay? Can't say if it's going to be a washout or not, but we got some pretty strong storms across lower Louisiana. Looks like hail right now, too, by the way. That's a big old chunk. Let me look at my radar scope map here and look at Louisiana real quick, because sure looks like we got big ass hail right there going on. Central part there. Let's zoom in over here to KLIX radar's down. Imagine that. Let's see. There we go. All right. Yeah, a little bit of hail in there. Let's see, where was that at? Where's that close to? Why don't we have? Let's see. Hold on a minute. Now I'm intrigued. You just got to bear with me. There we go. I always click the wrong button. All right, there we go. We got God, this is all the area. Kenner. This is my buddy Kenner up there. Jesse. We were in Kenner for a lot of hurricanes. So there's a good little bow of rain heading right towards New Orleans right now. God, this is all, we've been up there for so many hurricanes. Ida and all right. Anyway, there's the radar. What else we got? There's current satellite through the night. This is really long range, long play satellite. Unbelievable. This is all the way through yesterday. Let's start over again. Here we go. The main low up there around the Great Lakes spinning on out of here. That's an Omega block with a big gap between it. But there's a big old low coming across out of the Rockies. Out in front of it, just like a hurricane, usually the eastern side getting pulled up around it. You can see all that activity through the night, man. A lot of lightning, a lot of storms. Southern Texas, it's just all wrapping around. Other low got merged up into, the jet stream there. So we're pretty much talking about this big old low right here. But this was the lightning through the day yesterday. It was incredible, right? So, yeah, there you go. Real quick, I want to shout out to Dunedin Hurricane Expo. I don't want to lose this picture. They just emailed this to me. Things coming up this weekend, coming up Palm Harbor. If you're local, I'd love to see you. We have a big Hurricane Expo in Palm Harbor, which is Pinellas County. This is a picture from Dunedin last Saturday. Big thanks to them for inviting us. We had a huge crowd there talking. So that was a very special event, and I'm always honored to be part of that. A couple other things I got open before I go into the real weather. This is some cool stuff. I shared yesterday Weather Stem. We did that big Zoom with Will a couple weeks ago talking about their network. I'll share it again, but you have access to hundreds of cameras across the U.S., many in Florida. This was one camera from the other day, but watch this. This is so incredible. This was North Indian River State College. But watch this. This is, I love looking at these time lapses. This was yesterday, the 6th. We had a little bit of morning rains. There you go. But just watch these clouds, man. It's just incredible. Because yesterday we had some hail around that area. And it's just crazy. You know, you can see the storm clouds building in. Even the better one here. Look at this one. This is, let me show you right there. Check this out. This is crazy. This is Jensen Beach. But look at that. Isn't that awesome? This is on the east coast of Florida. Sunrise. Look at those clouds coming across. Beautiful blue sky throughout the day. But look at this rolling storm clouds when they get a certain height there. They, the upper atmosphere drives them up. But just watch the storms, Bruce. We had a nice period, through the early afternoon yesterday, but then look at these storms rolling in, coming in off the East Coast here. It's just crazy. And then all of a sudden, temperature drops. You can monitor temperature down here, but once that temperature dropped, you can start to see the sea breeze come into effect, and then the storms reverse pattern, and they start coming back west to east yesterday. And then boom, all of a sudden, man, and yesterday we had a bunch of hail around this area too, and you can see those big storm clouds going into the evening hours coming across. A lot of these had rain in them, and just things kind of turn nasty. So that's what that's all about. Weather stem, crazy, right? Here's kind of what satellite looks like. This was from Fort Pierce 2 days ago, and there was some serious hail in Fort Pierce. I had these pictures shared to me. This was in Lake Worth. I shared this too, but that's pretty big hail for Florida. This was on Monday, and we had decent hail signature, and boom, look at that. That was crazy hail for Florida standards. All right, here's what's coming today. I want to point this out. Let's talk about what's cooking. Obviously, we got that rain coming. Heavy rain. This is your next 2-day rain forecast. Things slide a little bit to the east. There's upper part of the Gulf stretching into the Florida Panhandle some. We got a flood risk today, unfortunately, going through tomorrow in the red. This is going to be ongoing for the next couple days as this little area slowly slides off to the east. It's going to become an independent low pressure area, mid-level low. It's going to have some tropical characteristics to it. I'm going to talk to you about it. It's going to feel tropical. We got a lot of rain coming. This is the flood potential today. Storm prediction center today showing you the latest here. Let me refresh it. Nothing really has changed. No, Wednesday. Storms across the upper Gulf today into Texas. Tomorrow, there's a little bit of tornado chances today across the upper Gulf Coast. Anytime you get anything on the upper Gulf, there's a chance for spin up quickie tornado, isolated, brief. Tomorrow we got a large area of potential storms tomorrow. Now we got a frontal line attached to this low, but look at this. We got storms all the way down into Florida. We got pretty much all the Panhandle, all the upper Gulf, all of the states in dark green could see some sort of storms tomorrow. So a large area tomorrow with potential severe thunderstorms, which is a large area. Nothing too severe, but again, it's weather and it's coming. And then things get a little more isolated on Friday, and this is where things get tricky because going into the weekend, we're going to have a low pressure here, and it's just going to dangle and kind of hang, and it's going to be spinning up all kinds of storm potential around it, and we're going to see that. So it's a very tricky forecast, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, man, we're going to see rains, we're going to see storms, we're going to see question marks, but it's all from this lingering low pressure area that originated out here, and it's finally made its way off a little bit down here. It's cut off from the jet stream. So that's the weather. There's Friday. So you're going to want to pay attention in the southeast if you got weekend plans. Mother's Day, Sunday. Don't forget Mama. Might be indoor stuff. So anyway, more data. Here's what we got. There's rainfall through Wednesday. Now, this is tricky. This is a blend of models. This takes all the models, averages them together. There's some spots are going to have more, some are going to have less. But what's really starting to stand out is the upper Gulf, Panhandle, lower Georgia, northeast Florida potentials. These are quite high. This is through Wednesday. This isn't all at one time. However, 6-7 inches, man, we have a big deficit for a lot of folks. This is going to help a lot. This is through Tuesday p.m. pretty much. We could have pockets in Savannah, Brunswick, Charleston, maybe even Myrtle Beach, into inland some. I think Brown is 5 inches plus. So this is a lot of rain through Tuesday pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of rain. It's coming. A lot of Georgia into South Carolina. A little more isolated on Florida here. We got 4 different models. The Euro AI, I've been watching a lot, and we're going to be looking at the Euro AI a lot more this year. It keeps getting tweaked. It's a learning model that's based on past data versus current data based on what the Euro's seeing now, what it saw with a similar setup then, and predicts what's going to happen next. So, and if it's wrong, it looks at, okay, why is it wrong? So the next time it's going to say, oh, it was wrong because we had a upper level high that might have injected a little more dry air, might have, dew points might have been a little less. So AI is always learning. But here are your 4 latest Floridian models. And again, look at that blend, a lot of rain. But what's interesting is we're seeing the same blend with the GFS, the same blend with the Euro. A lot of rain, upper panhandle, southern Georgia, a lot of rain on that northeast side of Florida. Anything brown could be 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. So lots of question marks. Euro AI pretty much picking out. We can't see red on red. I did learn how to change the color though, yellow. Let's go to yellow. Let's go to green. So Euro AI basically showing you those areas, but if you look at the consistency, Euro, GFS, and the blend. So those are your hot pockets of heavy rain the next several days. But you might also see that we have 2 inches all the way down here to Pinellas County, down to Okeechobee. We got, even possibility of rains all the way to Key West. 1 inch showing up on the blend. So obviously the farther south you go, it's less, but these are your rainfall totals. High confidence. That's why I put a lot of different models on here, because it's not just, cherry picking 1 or 2 runs. It's all of the runs. And here's where things get tricky. All right, this is a thunderstorm map from the Euro. So what happens is once our main front line disappears, we're going to be stuck with this mid-level low, and it is actually going to be sitting somewhere around here. But low pressure areas spin up storms, okay? And there you go. This is thunderstorm potential. Monday morning, Tuesday morning. The point of it is we're going to have a slow-moving system Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, continuing on. So that possibility is there from this low pressure area. We've been talking a lot about this low pressure area. So that's definitely going to keep my interest pegged. Latest GFS kind of showing you that low right here. This is on Tropical Tidbits. This is Saturday. There's your low. These, when I say low, it's not. It's a low, but it ain't a hurricane low. It's a low pressure area. But you can see it just kind of hanging out and spinning there a little bit, right? This is through the weekend. So Saturday rains. Sunday rains. Just hit or miss. Who's going to get it? But that's definitely there. There's Sunday, Monday night. Then it slowly gets out of here Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, it's gone. But there's that little low lingering, and it's just going to stick around. So that's the weather. Here's the Euro. Let's do Friday. Here's Friday. There's Saturday. Sunday morning. I ain't boating this weekend, I can tell you that. Here's Sunday. It's going to be, there's your 10-13 low hanging out around New Orleans on Sunday. Then it gets a little interesting. There's that big line. This could be Monday. There's Monday, and then it spreads through Monday PM. And then there's Tuesday morning. This is Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday afternoon, and then by Wednesday it looks pretty much gone. So there's definitely, I bet you the Icon's doing a good job with it. The Icon seems to do very well with these type of systems. So here's Friday, Saturday morning. Here's Saturday PM. Saturday PM. Here's Sunday morning. Low pressure 10-14. There's Sunday midday. There's the good old line setting up on Sunday. There's Monday morning. Oh, it stopped at 6Z. Let's go 00Z. There's Monday morning. And there's that low, just kind of pushing north a little bit. There's some big rain, maybe Carolinas on Monday. There's Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday. And then Wednesday. So definitely Monday, Sunday. By Wednesday, it's gone. Canadian. There's the same thing. There's Saturday, Sunday. It might not be a washout for everybody, but definitely you want to stay in tune with the weather. South Florida's the only one in the southeast region that might get more breaks in the weather. Here's Monday, a lot of rain showing on the Canadian. Here's Monday PM. Here's Tuesday morning. There's Tuesday midday, and then it's gone. So, and here's your Euro AI. Let me show you the low pressure anomalies. Let's look at that. This is kind of neat. Kind of shows you the pressures of that mid-level low. They're all showing it. There's your mid-level low Monday, Euro, bigger mid-level low right there. A little more isolated on Sunday PM. That's, you know, pressure. GFS, same. Euro AI, same. Then it finally gets picked up and moves on out of here. So interesting little feature. You don't get these little cutoff lows like this very often at all. So, you know, you can see it with vorticity maps, and you can basically see, you know, the spin in the atmosphere. So that'll bring some definite unsettled weather as it just hangs out. See it? So that's that. Look at that big old low. Look at that thing. More mid-level, but it is going to whip around a tail there, and you can see that storm setting up on Monday and then Tuesday right there. So high confidence we have more to come as far as storm discussions go. That's all I got to say about that. It's going to rain. I just got done talking about water. All right, so there's that. Let's talk about that. Okay, there's the clicks. I was going to show you that before I went in my rant. That was going to be the rant. I'm not going to do the rant again, but I had no idea that it had more meaning with the clicker. The day the shirt was made was the day that somebody said I'm doing it for clicks, and the clicker died. So the clicker is everything. So I think I should make the shirt and have a picture of the clicker on the top of the shirt. That would be hilarious. I'm gonna put a mouse on the top of it, and then nobody would get it. Alright, so I guess we'll talk tropics now. See what everybody's saying. Grass seed is a good time to spread grass seed, Brian. Yes. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies, Margaret. Correct, including mine. Peter, we definitely need the rain. South Florida rains, Robert. Yes. I just shared all that. Morning, Marianne. Tallahassee, going to get a lot of rain coming up. Top of the morning, Happy Mill. Boating Saturday, Treasure Coast. I don't think so, Brian. I wouldn't take a chance. Top models going to hurricane season, Jesse. Never been to GFS. The last 5 years, I've hated the GFS. Can't go wrong with the Euro. I love the Icon. I love the KMA model. I love the H-Wharf and H-Haas for intensity. I have a lot of methods to my madness. Can't ever go wrong with the Euro, though. Euro AI did really good last year. Canadian Icon are pretty good now. They've gotten really consistent with the Euro. So those three are my top three. I always look at the Icon, Euro, Icon, Canadian, then I look at KMA and UK, then the GFS. Jason from Slidell, been there before, as you know. Morning, Niceville, Audrey. It's, man, MVP. All right, so let's talk about the tropics. All right, so you heard my rant. A lot of chit chat about the tropics. First off, one of the by the way, so I updated the website a little bit. I did not take the winter maps off, but I did add these maps right here, right there. Boom. These are always on the tropics maps, but now we're getting into the season. So tropics maps are online. These are your National Hurricane Center official forecast maps. They start getting updated on May 15th. Okay, so these graphics get updated 4 times a day starting May 15th, just a week from now. This other graphic that I got up is on the page 2 on the very bottom here. This little guy, and then you got CPC prediction outlooks here. The old way I used to do it was down like this. Then I found the actual tropical one, but here's your week 2, week 3 hazards if you want to see that. So, you know, here is the setup that we got talking about that's probably likely going to happen. This general green down here, the middle part of May, CAG set up, very common. This time of year, trade winds slow down. We get juice in from the Pacific, juice in across from the Pacific, lowering pressures. We got an MJO sliding in, which we started talking about on Monday, but the MJO sliding into play. This is the week of the 21st, 26th. So this general time frame, things are going to be lifting. We're going to have an increased convection across the Central American region. That's why I talked about it. I have a method to something like that. But officially, they're not seeing it. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I just think people like official graphics sometimes. But we all know these can change. Today, there might be a new one come out. We might see a little red area down there. So I posted this yesterday. No, 2 days ago I posted this one. All right, so this is the one that got everybody mad at me. Again, everybody was sharing the GFS. I shared it, and then I showed the ensembles. And I don't think people read what I typed, but basically said there's 8 out of 52 chances of anything pulling up. That's very low odds. We had 1 euro and about 7 or 8 GFS. So the point of it was very low confidence. I talked about the GFS has a bad habit of spinning up storms like this. The next run, it's gone, and it was. But I wanted to point out that I'm watching it like everybody else because people ask me, are you watching what everybody's posting? Yes. So I didn't make it. I'm not done talking about it. Yesterday I posted this too. The ensembles were no more, no less. A little bit more yesterday, less today. Basically showing you this basic CAG setup. Now this is probably likely what's going to happen. Whether or not we get a system in the Pacific or we get a system in the Atlantic. It seems like every year we start out with one of these big broad levels of low pressure and something spits out either to the north or to the west. And this is a precipitable water map showing you the moisture down there, and the flow comes in this general pattern. And it's, MJO, it's a lot of moisture, a lot of rains, juices up things. That's how things happen in May. I also posted this graphic, which hopefully, calm the fears. If I was a fear monger, I wouldn't post things like this. But the point of this post was we get a lot of systems in May. 20, 19, 18, 16, 15, 12, 9, 8, 7, 7. I think we had 1 and 1 and 2, and I didn't post it on here. But anyway, the point of this is these are all systems that we have had in May. More years have systems in May than they don't. So the point of it is, hey, it happens. It doesn't mean anything. The other point of this post was, which hopefully some people got out of it, was none of these storms in May were a hurricane. They're all sloppy tropical storms. So hurricane in May, very unlikely. GFS is always wrong, but here it is anyways, in case you're curious. History says we get a lot of systems in May. History says 100% of these systems in May since 2000 are only tropical storms. I don't know what more data you want than that. And if you think that's hyping, then turn the page, Bob Seger says. Anyway, it's very informative graphic, correct? Yes, I spent a lot of time on this graphic. So we do get a lot of systems in May. It's very common. They're usually sloppy. They're usually old frontal lines. They spin up out of that CAG down here. That's where these couple came out of. And yeah, some of them do go north. Some of them go to Florida. But it's very unlikely. Most of the time they spin off to the west. Too far south to get lifted this time of year, usually. What a CAG looks like, it looks really good on Tropical Tidbits here. You can really see it well right here. We'll look at the vorticity map on the GFS because it goes out farther than the Euro. Basically, what we got, a couple little waves popping across here. We get to the middle part of May, and it just kind of shows you right there, right? See that? See the two little spots? This is May 16th. Starting to see a little rotation. The overall broadness of this whole area shows up. And bam, there you go. Double trouble. No, not double trouble. High pressure to the north. And little bit of lift from this high pressure here. You know, we get a strong high pressure here. These winds flow this way. Sometimes it could pick something up and send it off that direction. You know, this high is strong, like this. Whoops, didn't want that. If this high, oh, damn it, I'm clicking things I don't mean to be clicking now. One more time. It's all about the clicks. This high pressure is strong. A lot of times it'll just continue the drifting pattern across Central America. So anyway, that's what it was spitting up. You know, we'll see. Nothing to stress about at all. Just pointing out areas of potential. This is the latest 6Z, by the way, and look where it goes. I mean, none of these models I ever talked about ever went to Florida, but you know, we have a lot of folks in the Caribbean, so it's very important for them to, you know, we have people cruising. Last night's 00Z run, there's your two little spots. Kind of just drifted into the Yucatan there. Yesterday's 18Z, there's your two little general area there, and it kind of went off, way off there across Hispaniola, Puerto Rico. So Euro doesn't really go out that far yet, but we can get to about the 20th, I think, 22nd now. And you can kind of see a little bit of this lift here, a little bit of low, but you know, very weak on the 00Z, 12Z. Now we go to look, it doesn't really go out that far. We can go to look at areas of potential here. If we look at actual, you know, 15-day spaghetti models, we had one now. We have a lot of them in the Pacific side. So again, the Euro's favoring the Pacific side. You know, something popping over here. That's 1 out of 51. The GFS here is showing a couple still. So it's worth talking about. That's all. May 20th. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So definitely worth talking about. Nothing to, you know, that's what we do. But you can see question marks spitting off that way, spitting off that way. Just this whole general area historically is an area. So that might be the first spot. And I see a lot of discussion about it. So it's just not for me. But that's very, 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 very. And here's that little low pressure here. Obviously, it's not tropical, but there's our low in the Gulf. So anyway, that's all. I think it's worth talking about it. A couple cool graphics I shared on Monday. Number 10 up here kind of goes into that with the Euro. You can see areas, you know, May 10th. If we go to tropical cyclones, you can see high probability on the Pacific side. A little bit more down here, but very low up here. We go to the following week, 26th of the 2nd. Again, low chances. This is just basic. This is tropical storms. Higher Pacific. Here's your Eastern Pacific. Obviously, more than the Atlantic. A little bit of pop here, but this would be a system that goes in between Bermuda and the U.S. So, and it goes into June. Low probability. So all these tools. You look at history, you look at weather patterns, you look at things like that. So, a lot of people are asking about the water temperatures. Yes, the hot topic for some reason is the water temperature anomalies. However, a couple talking points I think on that. Let's go to tropical tidbits on that. Western Atlantic. Let's go to the whole Atlantic, North Atlantic, open it up. So the water temperatures are cooler than last year. That's good news, right? However, the Gulf's hotter than normal. The Western Caribbean's hotter than normal. We really don't care about out here. I don't really know. In my opinion, there's so much hype about the main development region, and if you're living here, you don't care about it out here. Everything starts here. So a lot of hype about it, the MDR and far eastern Atlantic, but it really doesn't really affect things. Beryl last year affected the islands, so you definitely are concerned about, you know, here for there, but here you're worried about here and here. So I don't like all the discussion on the water temperatures. I don't think it really equates to much. Long range modeling is showing it's going to be warmer than, you know, we'll see. But there's far more to worry about in hurricane season than the waters in the far Atlantic. The waters in the far Atlantic rarely affect hurricanes where we live. Milton came across the Pacific and merged with a tropical wave. You know, Harvey a couple years ago was a remnant low across the Yucatan and reformed in the BOC. Michael, Idalia, all formed by the Yucatan. Ida, same thing. So, too much emphasis on that for now, and it's only May. So long range. We looked at long range stuff last time. I'm well over my 10 o'clock hour. So how did the Bucks do? I don't know, Ancient Babel Max. I don't know. Scene Hatchy. Yes, we gotta hope they get spared. My good friends at Roy's and everybody that lives up that way, man, what a couple years it's been. I feel so bad. So what's up, Brew Crew? I haven't been reading. I know we're excited about the cruise. Brandy, Katie, Eric. Who else is going on the cruise from our Brew Crew side? Anybody else going on our cruise? Hopefully you ordered the shirts if you want one. We only had 3 people not respond. Neil, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Crystal, I'll get you some stickers. You need some stickers, come by. So that's that. Any questions? Anything I missed? I would love to answer if you guys were asking. So that's the pattern we're in. Heavy rains, like I mentioned. Flood maps, unfortunately. A lot of rain, a lot of juice. Kind of went over everything. Why? Excessive rain outlook, unfortunately, is not going to stop for the upper Gulf. We got this today. Lower Louisiana, we got tomorrow, and we got Friday. And then Saturday, we get a little flood potential in southeast, and then it just kind of lingers into Sunday. That's Sunday, and that's south of Tampa as we get these big rains setting up. And who knows what Monday is. I think I talked about it enough. Vicky Hill, good morning. All right, let's talk. Getting ready to head north. Where are you going up north, Neil? You want new design hats, Shelly? Okay, let's do one. Just for the Brew Crew. I will make one and sell it at cost. How's that? We can do that. This Brew Crew, not the cruise. We'll do Brew Crew hats because not everybody's going on the cruise. Not time to say goodbye, Shelly. Kevin, hurricane season. Oh my God, it'll be above average with more push to the west and Gulf like last year. Don't know exactly where in the Gulf. I saw weather. Somebody posted yesterday that upper Gulf, Western Gulf, and Carolinas were high risk. Florida was low risk. I don't know where they're getting this information from. I think the general pattern of El Nino versus La Nina and history and weather and winds and all that stuff means we're going to have a little bit above average numbers. So normal year is 14. We'll have more than that based on what looks like now. And based on Bermuda High projections with La Nina, El Nino, it looks like more of these storms will be less fish storms and a little more push west. So that's all anybody knows right now. 2 p.m. net naps. Risa, yeah, thank you, veterans. What was that for? But yeah, I'll definitely thank you, veterans. Didn't know if I missed another comment or not. My dad's a veteran. Have a great day, Margaret. All right, 1 minute countdown. Robert Peters, yep. The GFS has been doing weird things for years. But the problem we got, social media has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Working on my slide tomorrow. I'm going to show you one slide, then we'll promise, Shelly, I'll sign off. I'm doing this big, well, I can show you who. So I'm doing the Florida Alabama Outdoor Hospitality Convention tomorrow in Orlando. Let me fast forward a few slides here. There we go. So the impact of social media. So 2/3 of the U.S. gets their news from social media. 2/3. So some random weather person posts the GFS, it gets 5 million likes. I post a model that shows nothing, it gets 10 likes. I post a picture of me at Chili's, it gets 5 million likes. I post a picture saying nothing's cooking in the tropics, I get 10 likes. That's the problem with social media. So, big argument and debate is thumbnails and catchy thumbnails and that kind of stuff. So, yes, I could be guilty of showing that GFS run to get traction on awareness. The context, hopefully, is here's my thoughts on it. Because otherwise, it's going to get lost. Everybody's going to be drawn to the post showing that GFS. And I need all of y'all. I meant to say this earlier. You know, I really would appreciate if you were a diehard MWP fan and you believe in what I'm saying. When you see comments like this, I think we should all not educate people, but lay out our opinion, and maybe that'll change their opinion. You know, I think everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and I can't change somebody's. If they think that's hype, I'm not going to tell them they're wrong. That's what they think. I'm okay with that. But I want to at least explain to them why it's not hype. But if they don't see that, I mean, I don't know. But we're going to get a lot of that this year. And like Dennis said, I need to get thicker skin. Dennis, I know you don't watch me, but Dennis did go on a rant last night too about it. James, we'll see you, buddy. Have a great day. Say hey to Karen. Hope you're doing well over there. I hope you look at those weather stem cameras. There's some really amazing footage over there. Gary's going to Riverview High School hurricane prep thing. Cool. Awesome. I like Marlene. I do like X. Yep. I think you get really good info over there. John, who's that? Not sure. What is that? Sports? See you, Richard. Yep. We need to bring the Conehead shirt back. Oh, man. Thank you, GF. Was that flood 2 years ago? That one that we had that was like 23 inches in 24 hours? And the hail Monday was a big story that ended up verifying. I love Dennis, Tom. He's my buddy. People think we don't like each other, but we do. Me and Delgado are good friends too. They're in a different position. They got a more responsible position. I'm a little more free to post things, but like I said, I'm going back to the roots, man. And Brew Crew hats, we're on it, Shelly. Champions. I don't even know what you said, but I hope it was nice. What's up? Anyway, all right. Well, hey, listen. I hate this time. I do love this time of year. Man, I'm busy. So we're gonna be live a week from Friday. Can you believe it? Oh my God! The following week, not this Friday, the following Friday. But I'll still be posting every day. I'll be doing my little 90-second reels. 100%. That's what I love to do. And then the following week we'll have them back to normal. And then pretty much the cruise, we're not going to really get going on a fixed schedule until after the cruise. All right, so. Oh, you went and got water pumps. Oh, my God, GF. That's crazy. Eleanor, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that. Appreciate you noticing that. So, anyway. All right, well, hey, y'all be good. I'm going to pop over to the MWP chat for a little bit. Hey, if you want to be more involved and be part of our MWPchat.com, it averages out to 15 cents a day, $4.99 a month. Click that right there, and you get all kinds of cool stuff, and you get to join our MWP chat with a cool app, watch live, tons more, stickers and more. You get all kinds of perks. Sign up for Cat 5 and you even get a t-shirt. Do it. Do it today. Shelly will send you a welcome email. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye. That was more like a high five. That was kind of like a, I don't know, point. All right. We'll see y'all. Click.